Before you hear about the crime, before you hear names or even dates, I want you to imagine this, Meg, and anybody listening. Imagine that you're standing in front of a house that you've visited before. You know the place, you know the people. But today, something just feels a little bit wrong. It's not obvious wrong. It's not dramatic. It's just absent. That was the feeling that people later described when they approached this family house on Christmas Day in 1929. Because when a house that should be alive goes quiet, your brain notices before your heart, I guess, is ready to accept it. And once you understand why that house was silent, you'll understand why this story refuses to stay in the past. What you think? This is interesting, right?
It is.
The voice you're hearing, it's me, it's Matt, it's Beard Laws. And joining me as always is the beautiful Dun Queen, Meg.
Hey.
And this one's interesting. I remember, we are a true crime podcast / with history and mystery. I don't even know what we are at this point anymore, but we bring it with the fun. We bring it with our take on some stuff. And there is an interesting one. It's a devastating story that happened on, Christmas Day. And then this is Christmas week, so happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
You feel like you're ready? You're in a pretty good spot? I feel like we're in a good spot.
We're all
Christmas.
right.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty okay. Even though you were a little overwhelmed and
a little scared to go back to any stores anytime soon.
Which having to go to any stores the weekend before Christmas is crazy. That's part on me. Part on you. What? Don't look at me like that.
Fine.
You're like, fine, I won't. Thankfully, it's the season. You've been watching a lot of shows, Meg, and I really don't want to end up on somebody else's podcast as a true crime show. What is up with this? It's Christmas season. You're watching all of this stuff that's brutal killings and craziness.
I had a show that I really enjoy, and new season came out.
What's the name of the show?
Can I say it?
Yeah, you can say it. Why can't you?
Okay, so I like The Witcher.
Yeah.
And I didn't know there was a new season, so I'm trying to catch up on it now.
And I just want mustard. Dad joke. Gotcha. You know what? Ketchup and mustard might go well in the name of this town. Because both of those colors are potentially in this flag name. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Germantown. Which, Germanton. It's the name of the place. Definitely not in Germany. Should we get into this?
I was leaning towards like Burger Street.
Ooh. That is a good street.
Not it.
Not it. Hot Dog Ave. That's Tree Science Storytime, which you guys can check out as well right here on the new home of the Beard Laws Network. But if you love only beard stuff, you can still go over to the Beard Laws studio. It's all beard niched down stuff. That's what the people want, and we're giving them what we need. You want to jump into the story?
Yep.
All right. We're going to go to Germanton. Is that how you'd say it? Germanton? Germanton?
Sure, Germanton.
North Carolina. And it was just, it's North Carolina. It's not just small. It was very predictable. And in 1929, families, they worked the same land for generations. Neighbors, they would borrow tools. No suspicion, right? Violence was something that you read about happening anywhere else, it seemed like. This matters because crimes like this don't erupt in a vacuum. They rupture a place, right? And this place had never been ruptured before. It's sad. And again, viewer and listener discretion is advised. You might hear some stuff or some adult stuff, but we're going to talk about Meg, the Lawson family, all right, that lived just outside town on a tobacco farm surrounded by fields and dirt roads. They were visible. They were known, which is why what happened next couldn't be ignored or, you know what, couldn't even be explained away. Charlie Lawson, the man history never flagged. I mean, he was the father of the family, Old Charlie. He was 43 years old, which I know you don't know your age, Meg, but you're not there yet.
I'm
All
not
right.
there yet.
According to census data that we were able to find, local court records, and even newspaper reportings, he just worked consistently. He worked hard. He provided for his family. He had no criminal history, and neighbors often described him as quiet, serious, not particularly warm, but not cruel. I mean, you picturing old
Mm-hmm.
Charlie? I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this is important because when investigators later tried to find warning signs, they didn't find any violence. They found absence. He didn't have an explosive temper. There was no drunken episodes, and there was no abuse of any kind. He didn't look like danger, you know? And his wife, Fanny, and then there was some children. Guess how many children?
6.
Close. 7. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm not going to say it.
No, say it.
I'm not going to.
I'm not going to say what.
Nothing.
Let's move on then.
You move on.
I'm moving on like a cow.
Get on it then.
The house, Meg, 7 kids, not 6, 7 kids, had Fanny and Charlie, but the house was pretty small, right? Which, you know, 7 kids wasn't uncommon in the 20s. Houses, you didn't need a big house. Bunch of kids in a room. Not every kid needed their own room, but this smaller house meant noise. It meant movement. It meant constant activity. Neighbors were called children playing outside, doing chores, just living the rhythm of farm life, right? No police visits, no reports of domestic trouble. This wasn't a household on the brink, which is why the subtle changes that followed went, let's go with, unnoticed. All right, because in the months leading up to Christmas in 1929, Charlie began kind of pulling inward. Police started to, or not police, the people noticed he spoke a little less. He seemed distracted. He carried himself a little bit differently. But in my opinion, here's the key detail. Nothing about his behavior screamed emergency. It kind of looked like stress, which does happen in the holiday season. It almost seemed like pressure, like the weight of providing during hard times. I mean, right on the brink of the Great Depression, tobacco farmer, life had to be pretty tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody stepped in because there wasn't anything clear to step in for. December came. Charlie began doing things that didn't match the family's usual patterns. He gathered everyone, took them into town. This wasn't a casual outing because money was tight. Trips were practical. But this trip wasn't about presentation. In town, Charlie bought something. What do you think he bought, Meg?
I don't know.
He bought new clothes for every 7 of his kids. He bought new clothes for his wife. He bought shoes. He bought Christmas gifts. This alone probably was unusual.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times have you seen farmers that just say, hey, come on, we're all going to, especially this old Charlie, out of character, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he did something that would become infamous. You know what he did?
Hmm.
He paid for a formal family photo.
Hmm.
Photos, they weren't sentimental indulgences in 1929 rural North Carolina tobacco farms. They were expensive. They were planned, and they were very intentional. Many thought that this wasn't about capturing a moment. It was about preserving one.
Huh.
Yeah. In this photo, it shows the entire Lawson family together. Everyone present, everyone dressed in the brand new clothes. No smiles stretched too wide, though, but there wasn't visible distress. But people, they started to study this photo, and they all later said the same thing. It felt final. That's creepy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we now know Charlie knew at the time of the picture was taken, right? This was the last time that family would exist intact. Sad, isn't it?
That is.
And creepy, because after the photo, Charlie then visited relatives. He told them the family would stop by on Christmas Day. This wasn't dramatic, it was just a plan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is why it mattered so much when Christmas came. But they didn't arrive, Meg.
Hmm.
Things that make you go, At first, the family was just assuming delay. Maybe they got caught up on the farm. Maybe, what do we got in the 29 horse and buggy? No, we're past horse and buggy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Probably got a truck or something, right? But then the day wore on, Meg. Concern started to creep in. What are we going to ask? What is the most popular means of transportation in 1929? What's the most popular means of transportation in 1929?
Ford Model A.
Oh, It was Canadian? The automobile.
It was Chevy.
Oh, 23. There was over 23 million automobiles on American roads in 1929. All right. It was becoming a necessity for many middle class families.
Okay.
I like it. They actually
Cars it
also
was.
had electric streetcars, and buses were widely used for urban commuting, and streetcar ridership peaked in the roaring 20s. Railroads and stuff too. So, did you know? I didn't know this. I would have never guessed this. That there was actually air travel, commercial airline was available in 1929. Would have never guessed that. Would have never got my butt on a 1929 airplane.
Yeah, probably not.
So they got the vehicle. Or two. I don't know. That'd be a tight fit. Probably no seatbelts.
Probably not.
They don't show up. Concern is creeping in, right? Christmas morning, people notice something a little bit subtle. The Lawson house, it showed no signs of activity. No smoke from the chimney. No children outside. No movement. Christmas Day, right? I mean, in winter, sometimes stillness does happen, but not this kind. So the relatives, they decide to drive out and check things out. This is where normalcy ended permanently. The first body, Meg, is found outside the house. Then another. Then another. Victims were located near the barn, near the house, inside the house. Some were shot with a shotgun. Others, blunt force trauma. No signs of forced entry. No signs of struggle. This wasn't chaos. It was almost a sequence. Charlie moved around the property, which meant he had time to stop. He didn't. Eventually, authorities found Charlie Lawson. He had taken his own life. There wasn't a note. There was no explanation, no attempt to justify what he had done, Meg. And the crime scene offered no emotional release. It was just silence. But one child wasn't present. Arthur Lawson, the oldest son. He had been sent away earlier to run an errand. And this was even documented because Arthur returned to a reality that no one should face. He himself was never charged. He was never officially suspected. But his survival raised quite a bit of question, right?
Mm-hmm.
No report ever answered why Arthur. Weird, right?
It is weird.
I mean, the wife, the husband, 6 of the 7 kids, but the oldest. And I mean, Charlie, did he maybe have this thought like, you know what? He's the one that's going to carry the legacy of this family? Or maybe a miscalculation in this weird thing he had going on? I don't know. What's your thoughts of why the oldest was, I guess, sent away and saved? Is that the right
I
word?
don't know. Does it say whether the other ones are girls or boys?
I don't remember. It was just kind of, I mean, I assumed that there was. And I did look at the picture at one point. Let me see if I can pull this up here so you can see it here. Lawson Family Photo 1929. It was a black and white photo, and I know I saw it earlier. Let's pull this up here. This is great for the podcast, right? Here it is. Because in there, I mean, it's the 20s. It's kind of hard to tell what is going on. You can take the phone if you want to observe for a little bit. There's other boys. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's definitely, I would assume, boy, girl, girl, boy, Charlie. Yeah, it's weird.
Maybe to take over the business?
Yeah. It doesn't make the why, the what, the how, the who, the investigators, they did note that the victims, obviously killed in multiple locations. Wild, right?
Mm-hmm.
Time apparently seemed to elapse between the actions. There was no, I guess, frenzied behavior. It didn't appear to be an explosion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed to be, I guess, all the documentation said it seemed to be a process. But a lot of things started to circle back to that photo. The clothes, the gifts, those weren't signs of collapse. They appeared to be signs of preparation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then came the theories, mental illness, possible undiagnosed, right? Maybe there was a head injury that happened.
Maybe.
There were some rumors of it, a head injury, then, kind of lost things. That was a rumor, obviously unverified. Maybe there was a family secret. There was some whispers, I guess, that happened decades later, but nothing of the secrets or anything like that were ever proven. And here's the truth investigators were left with. None of these fully explain, I guess, why on Christmas. Of all the days, why Christmas? The Lawson family and the Lawson home became a place that people obviously avoided. Tragedy, terrible, nasty. Arthur, he ended up living under a shadow that he just never truly could escape. But that photo, it remained. It was a moment that was preserved by the very man who erased it. I know there's a lot of questions that we can't really answer. Technology wasn't great in the 1929, and investigations were. I mean, what are they going to try to find? They talked to the son. It appeared everything that they did was laid out. Charlie did it. At the end of the day, there's a full family gone, except for one.
It's odd.
It is odd because this case just doesn't end with answers. It wasn't like 100% he did it. I mean, at the time, it was like, it's Christmas Day. It's a tragedy. I mean, they didn't think that somebody came in and just did it all. It appeared, and he ended his life. So it just assumed he did it all. And I don't know. What do you think? It's terrible. At the end of the day, it's terrible. But
I don't know.
it's just, again, seems to be a case with more questions than answers. But it also appeared that it ended with intention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charlie, he didn't always act out in rage. But in this, it seemed like he acted deliberately. Once you realize that photo, it just stops being a memory. Maybe it became a warning.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those things. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Mental illness, something happened. Something obviously happened. There was some kind of trigger. But it almost thinks like, why go do all the nice things? Why go buy them all clothes and gifts and do the photo and everything? And then the tragedy. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But in scenarios like that, you're not thinking rational, so it's hard to think like they would have thought, right?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense. But That's all I got. Charlie Lawson and the Lawson Family murder. Christmas Day. Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to find something Christmassy, and this was there. It's not a happy story. Sometimes, I mean, most of these true crime stuff isn't happy, but
Definitely is not.
it's Christmas related. We probably should have done something different for Christmas, a little happier episode. Sorry to bum everybody out. Hopefully you watch this after Christmas and this doesn't bum you out.
Huh.
It's just wild. It's history, you know, it happened.
It happened.
And let's be honest, your Christmas can't be any worse than the Lawsons, right? So maybe you're listening to this and you're like, oh, I didn't get that present, or my stocking wasn't great. Well, you're not the Lawson family. Enjoy time with family and friends. Stay healthy, stay safe, and have a Merry Christmas, right? What else you got? Anything?
Mm.
All right. Well, we're going to get out of here and enjoy our chaotic yet Christmas vacation. It's filled with basketball.
Every day.
Every day. But we love it, right? And one of these days we will miss it.
We love
and
it.
we will be left with videos and photos of the good old days.
Mm-hmm.
And life was crazy and chaotic. Filled with gyms and terrible nachos with weird cheese and...
But the last ones made up for it.
What?
The last ones I got made up for the bad nachos.
Yeah, that's true. So some days your life consists of craziness and bad nachos, and some days it's craziness and good nachos.
Mm-hmm.
And eating turkey Reubens in parking lots.
Forgetting your stadium chair every time you go into the gym.
Getting your stadium chair. It's true. I get to sit in comfy chairs these days.
Yeah, I keep forgetting mine.
Smooth as butter. But we can't thank you enough. Happy holidays from our family to yours. So we'll be back next week. Little New Year's celebration episode. That'll probably be dark and twisted. Maybe we'll enlighten everybody and change gears in 2026. There's a good chance we won't. But either way, that's all we got. Now I want a turkey Reuben. So
Sorry.
You okay?
Yep.
All right. Why don't you tell the people goodbye or something?
I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Coughing less.
No. 'Tis the season. But, all right. We'll be back next week. We appreciate you. That's all we got. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, you filthy animals. You gonna tell them Merry Christmas or anything?
Oh, Merry Christmas.
All
I'm
right.
not a big Christmas person.
Yeah.
Mm.
Me neither. But I sounded like I was.
I'm more of a Thanksgiving gal.
Yeah. I'll put that on a t-shirt. I'm not a
Thanksgiving
Christmas.
and Halloween.
I'm not a Christmas person. I'm a Thanksgiving gal. That's good. All right, I gotta go make a new t-shirt. Bye-bye.
Bye.